Hello and welcome back. My name is Kira. I have been documenting my little process and adventure of living out of my car. And today I am getting ready to do full time in my car. So I've been living out of my car a little, but mostly just been sleeping on a blow up mattress at my sister's. And I wanted to do that so that I could process what I'm doing here. Cause honestly, I am a planner, but also it's gotta be in not that big of a deal in my brain. So I have to practice. So I've been practicing a little, and I'm going to be figuring out an organization system because I can't exist in clutter. It drives me freaking bonkers. I like small spaces, but if it's cluttered, I am claustrophobic. So going to be working on that today. Also, working on a clean in the car. So I purchased this car just from friends, basically, who they were just keeping this car in storage. And so it was super dusty, and honestly, it's taking me almost 2 years to get almost all the dust out, but it still produces so much dust. So it drives me bonkers. So I'm going to be working on a deep clean of the car since I'm going to be staying in here. And something I've noticed is just cleaning the car weekly at this point, kind of like it's a house. It's really important to reassess the organization and where you're putting things, because when you move from something so much bigger and then you're condensing into this, you put things that you don't remember. So you have to keep working it in your brain of where you're putting it. I think eventually, if I'm doing this for long term, I'm not putting pressure on myself about how long I'm doing this. At this point, I just mentally, I don't think I could figure out the exact timing. But I live in a place where it's really hot in the summer and then, pretty cold in the winter. So just kind of playing it by ear. But in terms of, just condensing everything, it's a little bit of a project. Learning to go to laundromat. Honestly, I'm going to the laundromat probably every 3 days or so. And mostly because I'm still trying to figure out what to do with dirty laundry. Again, I can't handle the smell of dirty laundry either. I just have I'm sensitive. But what's so funny is what I'm realizing doing this life and actually telling people what I'm doing is it's such a fun conversation when nobody's doing it. Everyone's oh my goodness, that is so cool that you're doing it. That's the 10% in real life when you go to do this. There's so many people that are judgmental on it. And honestly, it's just society has for so long built up, all the things that we need in our homes or whatever to get by. But I've had this lifestyle on my dream board for many years now. So probably 5 years. And I don't know how it would have happened other than just the way literally the surrender and it being this desire to make a lot of money and also not spend a lot of money, and not because that's necessarily a bad thing, but I did that. I'm through that. And so right now it'd be more saving. I have such a desire to buy something without having any mortgage on it, just because, and I should probably do story time at some point, but many years ago I had a home and I lost it. And that's kind of why I like this idea of living in my car and paying so much less in rent, is this understanding like this money is going to go towards paying cash for something eventually. Definitely not in my, well, I shouldn't say definitely not in my state, because maybe it could happen. But like I see things around the country like $30,000-$40,000, and I have a background in flipping houses. So I mean, that kind of thing makes so much sense to me. You know, I'm such a business mind. I also have like these ideas of, you know, having these places, flipping them, living in them, and also having my van life too, you know, to where I can do Airbnbs in them. And I think ultimately with my business mindset, I have the ability to figuring out that structure. So in order to build what I'm building, with my coaching business, with my OnlyFans business, and then honestly, I am a big believer that you have to have sustainable income. So not putting all of your eggs in one basket's a big deal to me. And that's mostly because I did that in real estate, and I know what that did to me on the inside of not having, you know, that constant flow. Because in business in general, you're going to have ups and downs. And so diversifying and figuring that out is a big deal. So those are some of the reasons why I've done what I've done. And I think that in order for me to kind of share why I'm doing this, I'm going to start doing some story times too, and see where we get. But this is going to be a fun journey. So if you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me, like my content if you like this living out of your car, like kind of being a nomad kind of lifestyle and want to understand it and learn more, or it's just fascinating. I invite you to follow me. So I hope you are having a wonderful day, and we will talk soon.